Hi everybody, it's Pollo Del Mar in San Francisco. Hi. As you can see from my scruffy face, I haven't been in drag in a while, and that means we haven't done a makeup tutorial in a while either. However, after the popularity of both my eyebrow covering tutorial and my recent smoky eye tutorial, I thought I would show you guys another of my favorite eyes, which is the classic cut crease. Now, as I always say before I begin one of these tutorials, there are so many different ways to do every single makeup technique, and I encourage each of you to find the way that works best for you by watching tons of makeup tutorials here on YouTube, including the ones I've posted, as well as many of my other favorites from people like the Queen of Blending and Petrolude, to find out the style that works best for you. And then, if you have the opportunity, perhaps film your own video and post it here for me to watch as well. And of course, if you try what we're going to include in this makeup tutorial and get results that you're happy with, please post photos of those as well. I'd love to see your results. Meanwhile, before we launch into that, remember, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. My Facebook is facebook.com/Pollo Del Mar fans. That's POLLODELMARFANS. And follow me on Twitter at the Glamazon PDM. TheGlamazon PDM, as in Pollo Del Mar, which is my name. At any rate, I'm going to go shower and begin my transformation. I'll be back in a few minutes to show you guys how to do the cut crease. Hi everybody, I am back. As you can see, I've now put on all my foundation and covered my eyebrows in the way very similar to what I showed you in my eyebrow covering tutorial, as well as when I showed you how to do the smoky eye when I applied the foundation over the top of that. That's what I've done this time. Now I'm going to go quickly through the process of powdering my face down, and as soon as I come back from powdering myself down, I'm going to show you how to do a cut crease eye. All right, see you in a second. So a cut crease is a kind of eye makeup that is very common among drag queens. It's something that you really won't find a lot of real biological women doing unless they're trying to emulate drag queens, unlike the smoky eye, which is something that's very common. Now, you know, if you've watched any of my tutorials before, that I love things from Walmart. And if you are a first-time drag performer or somebody who's just learning makeup, I just think it's pointless to spend a lot of money on really high-quality brushes. If you go to MAC Cosmetics or even Krylon and get one of their brushes, they can run anywhere from easily $15 up to about $40. Now, if you are just learning, there's absolutely no reason to spend such a significant amount of money on a brush that you won't even be able to properly use. So just like anything else where you're going to start out using something inexpensive as a product and move up into the range once you know what you're doing, I bought this entire art kit set at Walmart for $5. Now, obviously some of the brushes, such as this paintbrush, we probably won't be using that one. However, you commonly see me use these little sponge brushes, and there's tons of other flat brushes, such as this, which are pretty much comparable, with the exception of the quality, perhaps, to any brush you would get at MAC. A flat makeup brush, or something like this where you would put in a, you can use it as a fine tip. This one looks very much like a lip brush. This one would be comparable to putting a liner on your eye. At any rate, my point being, be economical, be smart about your money, and buy something to start with, work your way up into something really nice. Okay, so with that all said, let's get to what we're going to be using on our eyes. At people's request, I actually moved my makeup mirror in front of the camera so that when I'm working on my own face, I can look down here, see what's happening, and then I can look up here as opposed to looking to the side as I had been in the past. So just as you guys can potentially learn something from watching one of my videos, I too can learn from your feedback. So you guys have spoken, I listened. Let's hope that this makeup tutorial is a little easier for you to see and watch as a result. So now what we're going to be starting with above our eye in this area is a Mehron Clown White. You can get this, basically what we're looking for is anything that is going to allow our eye to become sticky and hold powder. So this is just a Clown White cream makeup, and I'm going to use this flat brush, come in here, and apply some of it, and now I'm going to shape where I want my eye to be. I'm going to start about where my regular eyebrow would be, come up into the shape of my eye. This is a little bit dramatic, more dramatic than I would normally have gone, but whatever, let's just play with it, go with it. So now you can see that I have applied the Clown White around the eye. Once again, using one of my very inexpensive makeup sponges, I'm going to basically smooth this out. There's a lot of cream, it's not very smooth. We want to make it smooth, we want it to be no clumps. This is a very gummy substance, basically. It's an oil-based cream, and we want to smooth it out. We just want it to be sticky and tacky to hold the powders. We don't want it to be gooey. So let's smooth that down. Patting it. Patting your eye makeup is important, not rubbing it. Don't rub it because then it can gum things up. Just pat it. And that's the same way like when you're later on when we're putting the powder over top of this, we're going to pat it again, and that way it'll blend itself out, but it won't become gummy. There are various different ways that I've heard people do this. A lot of people will immediately go with adding the black part of the crease. I like to do it in the reverse because of the fact that I feel it's easier to work around by adding the lighter color first and then work it in to the black in the crease. And what I'm going to do is show you. I have this very beat up looking makeup brush for white powder. As you can see, it's really beat up. And I have a white powder, which I'm going to show you. It is the same Mehron white powder cake that I used in my previous smoky eye tutorial to put under the eye to create a little bit of a highlight. It's a white powder, looks like this. It's very inexpensive. You can buy this at most makeup stores. Rub it, get some powder on it. And then I'm going to come into this area right into my brow bone right here. And I'm going to bring it along here. And I'm going to create a crease, okay? And you'll understand better, I guess, if you don't know what the crease is, then you'll understand in a moment. I'm basically, like I said, I think it's easier to do this at first so that I don't have to worry about smudging my black crease later on. So I'm just going to come along that and create the beginnings of a crease. We can come back to it in a moment. You can see where I came along with the powder over top of the cream. What we're going to do now is I'm going to take I bought this at Krylon. We call this the clown wheel. It's the tricolor wheel. It's from Krylon, like this. It's got 3 different colors of creams in it. It's got a white cream, a black cream, and a red cream. Very useful. I love the black cream. I've got another flat brush like this. I'm going to get some of the black cream. And this is where we're going to come in. We're going to create the crease, okay? So this is not necessarily unlike what we did when we were making a smoky eye, only we're doing it in a very select area. I like to do this right about below where my eyelash or my natural brow line. And then when we get over about 3/4 of the way, we're going to come straight down. You can see I just smudged my eye And we want to be careful for that, but we're going to add this whole corner right here. Now I'm going to take the sponge. I'm going to come along it. And I'm going to pat it upward. Buffing that out. Remember how we blend just by patting? So because of the fact that we want to buff this out into the lighter color, use a different sponge, okay? Because now we've gotten a lot of the black off, and now we're going to blend this out. We want it to blend. We don't want it to. We want it to be very light by the end of the time we blended it out. And I'll show you why in a minute. Adding it. So right there, that's what we call the cut crease. Obviously the side's not done, but I'm just pointing out what the actual cut crease is. That is the crease that we just created. Now we're going to go back in, or I'm rather going to go back in with that cake of white powder and continue to set this area because it's now been blocked off. We're going to set it ready because I just came back over top of it. So we want to make this look very neat and clean. So since I messed that up, I'm going to come back over it with that brush, fix it, and then buff it out again. See, this is why I hesitate to make makeup tutorials for you guys, because as you're seeing, my makeup style is uniquely my own, and it's not that great, to be honest. I just know what works for me. So I'll pass on some of the wisdom, and you can take from it what you want, and what doesn't work for you, it's okay. It doesn't have to. Try something new. So we have now in this part of it done. Because I want the very tip up here of the eyebrow to be very, very light, I'm going to come along again with a little bit of this white at the very edge. I want it to be super highlighted at the very top, okay? So let's do that. Put the white powder in there. Just buffing out. Just got the edge of the sponge and I buffed out a little bit of what was on there. I'm going to take the back of this sponge, which is where we did the white powdering. I'm just going to pat that down to make the white powder set. So I put the crease in, buffed it out, and put a little white along the top, and set this down here with white, all right? That's what we're doing so far. I hope you're following along. I hope this is easy for you guys. All right. Now, this is where I'm going to start adding colors that I want in. We've got the dark that I want in the eye. And now, because my experience is that it's easier to make an eye dark than it is light, now that I've added this darkness, I'm going to come in with a very light color, and then I'm going to add colors over top of it to make it a little less bright. So the colors that I personally want to use are this very bright yellow color, which I love. This is from Krylon. Let me see if I can, it's so beat up and so well worn. I love it. The actual color of this appears to be AB25. I don't know what that means, but it's just a bright sunflower type of yellow. You could basically use whatever colors you love, just try it. Now I have this brush like this. I use one side in yellow and I use one side in orange, so I'm going to take this brush into the yellow. Now, I'm going to apply it all along. Basically, I'm going to apply it at the tip of where we blended the gray out around that area. And I'm going to blend it in a little bit. So once I've applied it, let's do that. I'm going to apply it along the brow. Just going to make this brow area very bright. I'm going to take it up above a little bit, blend it out. Blend it along this gray area. Take a clean sponge, and now we're going to go along this. What we're going to do is we're going to press this into place where it's by itself, and then where it overlaps with the other color, we're going to blend it there, okay? Let's do it. Then I'm going to go along the white and yellow. That's going to blend it. Then I'm going to come downward from the yellow into the dark. Now I'm going to use this dark one again, and I'm going to come along up into the yellow. Now you can see that it's blended. Now, this orange Krylon color, the name of it is Terra, as in terracotta. And I've got a brush I'm going to apply this with. This is specifically used for this. I'm going to just mat it in here. Now I'm going to come down into the black a little farther. And with this color, I'm going to come along the black in between. I don't want to be too far up into the yellow because we have to have room to buff these two colors together, the yellow and the Terra. So, see how I'm coming through the middle? Once again, other people probably do this in a completely different way. And if you watch their tutorials, they'll show you how to do that their way. This is just how I do it. And so, this is one of my favorite combinations, favorite eye combinations that I'm showing you. So, hopefully it'll work out beautifully for all of us. And you can let me know what your thoughts are on it. Okay, I'm coming along this, and I'm just patting and buffing, blending. To make sure that we get it where we want it, we just keep adding the colors until we are able to blend it out to be the color combination we want, right? So that is now a combination of kind of that orange, burnt orange color and the bright yellow. But not done yet, because I want to add a nice burst of bright red. This is Krylon 080. And we use this in the smoky eye, and I want to use it again here. We're going to put that along the very outer part. Remember, don't rub, just pat vigorously. If you do, it'll blend. If you rub, you're going to end up rubbing the eye makeup right off the eyebrow and everything. It's going to be a mess. A very gummy mess. This eye is now coming very close to what I want it to be. But down here, of course, it's supposed to be dark. I want it to be really, really dark. So we're going to come along with my cheapy Walmart brush. Ta-da! I love it. And my favorite glitter black. The glitter black right at the eye. Before I put this on, however, I am going to do exactly what I've told you to do all along, and that is put a huge heaping helping of this translucent powder underneath my eye, just in case some of the powder falls. So, remember that crease that we drew in there with a little bit of cream? Now we're setting it with this nice black powder. Take our sponge, pat it out to blend, gentle along the crease area. The blending looks pretty amazing, this close at least. These are sponges I kept from when I did my foundation. I got a little smudge underneath, so I'm going to come along with the foundation color that's appropriate as a liner. This eye's getting close to being done. I'm going to use this angled eyebrow brush, or angled brush right here, using the glitter black. Let's move over to this tiny little flat black brush right here. And now when I add an eyebrow, this eye is pretty much done. As you can see, that's what a cut crease looks like, and you'll see it when it's completed in a minute. Okay, so now we're back. We have 2 cut creases. Let's take a look at them. Do you see what we're talking about? The cut crease? Right here, that's the crease. Ah! And it's cut. See how it is? What it does effectively when you're on a stage and you've got this nice white interior in your eye, it makes your eyes look very much whiter set. And when they're outlined in a lot of black with big lashes, which we'll put on in just a moment, they're going to look really, really beautiful and large. We're going to look like we just stepped out of a telenovela. I'm going to put those lashes on, just like I showed you in the last video. And I'm going to throw on the rest of my face, come back with some hair, show you what's up. Hi everybody, I am back. It's Pollo Del Mar. And now you can see the finalized look. What do you think? This is the classic cut crease. Of course, in between the time that you and I were doing the makeup together, I did add a little bit more dark along here just to make it pop a little bit more, as you know. Do it, add it right here in the eye socket, you know, along the brow bone, and really make it pop. So let me see your versions of the cut crease. Be sure to post your video responses on my page and check back, of course. Please subscribe so that you know when I'm going to have new makeup tutorials up. I would love for us to continue our journey in makeup together. And don't forget, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. So you can go to my fan page on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Pollo Del Mar Fans, POLLODELMARFANS. It's going to be right there on the screen for you. And of course on Twitter, follow me there. It is twitter.com/THEGLAMAZON as in Pollo Del Mar. That's the Glamazon PDM at Twitter. Until next time, you guys, I'm so happy that we were able to spend some time together. I'll talk to you soon. Mwah! I'll see you guys then.